Hey everyone, welcome to another episode. Let's dive into episode number 3 in this mini series around executive negotiations. Let's talk about why negotiation skills are a value add to your executive brand. Let's take a few minutes today. I'm not going to spend too long on it. It's probably going to be a shorter episode than normal because it's pretty obvious in my opinion, but we're going to dive into it. We're going to make the obvious even more obvious so that there's no doubt as to why you must be an effective negotiator in order to be an effective executive, right? In order to exec correctly, that's what we say here at Legend Leaders, in order to exec correctly, you've got to be a skilled negotiator. I watch a lot of newly promoted corporate executive women step into the role and they start backpedaling a little bit and they're like, I can't negotiate. I don't know how to do that. I don't know all the things. I don't know all the things about my role. I don't know all the things about how to be an executive in this company. Like I know how to fit in the company, but I've never been an executive in the company, and that's got to be different. And so I know I need to be different. And I know I don't know all the things about the etiquette of being an executive in the company. And so I'm not going to go negotiate yet. I'm not going to own my seat at the table. I'm not going to use my voice because let's just call it out. Owning that seat, using your voice, you're going to be negotiating. You're going to be influencing. You're going to be trying to compromise in order to get the resources that you need in order to move the business forward, right? And achieve that common endpoint. That is just how it works as an executive. And so a lot of brand new executives will backpedal, will pause, will freeze and say, I'm not going in there to negotiate yet. I've got to know more. I've got to understand the rules of the game, so to speak. I don't know all of these things, so I'm holding back. Well, let's just be really clear. There are a couple things. We said it last week. Number one, you are already a negotiator. You just don't call it that. Number two, the only way to become an effective negotiator is to do it. You're never going to be perfect at it until you practice it and you become a master. Well, how do you master it? By doing it, right? How do you get good at anything? You practice doing it. How do you learn how to play the guitar? You practice. How do you learn how to play basketball? You practice. Everything that we do as humans, we practice doing it. We do it over and over and over again. Tony Robbins says repetition is the mother of skill, right? The only way that you're going to ever get skilled at something is to do it repetitively. And so I know that that's not what you want to hear, but in order to be an effective negotiator and therefore exec correctly and have a really strong high-performance executive brand, all of those things, the only way to connect all those things and make those things happen is to go be a negotiator, right? Go negotiate. You're going to win some, you're going to lose some. Some are going to work in your favor, some are going to work out, and you're going to lose some things, and you're going to like, crap, I probably should have agreed to that. But you learn. Just like we've learned throughout our careers, right? We have all made missteps, but those missteps are what have taught us the most. So go practice being a negotiator because that's the only way that you're going to get where you need to be as an executive. Now, once you go and practice, what I want you to realize is that negotiation skills, they are a weapon. I mean, they really are. The reason why you don't necessarily think about them as a weapon is because those individuals that you respect, that you admire, that you look up to, that are very good negotiators, they use their skills appropriately. They don't abuse them, right? Again, remember, difference between negotiation and manipulation. They don't manipulate, they negotiate. And when we're all trying to achieve the common good, negotiation is very easy. And it's very respectful, right? Okay. Let's think about it this way. Let's think about individuals who are trained in the martial arts, right? When you see kids starting their training, what are they out there doing? They're kicking, they're punching, they're being all aggressive, they're showing off, they want to show their friends, they want to use the techniques. But what individuals who master and continue to practice whatever form of martial arts that they've learned is that the more skilled they become, the more understanding they gain, the more they recognize that their hands, their feet, their body is a weapon, right? And so they show less skill. because they know that they have full capacity to use those skills, that knowledge, those tools and resources whenever they need to call upon them. They have so much respect for the skill that they've mastered that they're not going to call upon that skill. They're not going to abuse that weapon. They're going to use it respectfully and appropriately. And it gives them this level of confidence. The art of negotiation, being an effective negotiator, is not only required to be an effective executive, but it is a weapon that once you master that skill set, you have that weapon that you can use at any time. But because you're a master of those skills, you don't abuse the weapon. You don't go out and use it and become manipulative, right? Think about, Cobra Kai and the Karate Kid, right? That was abuse of power of the weapon. That was manipulation, negative control. Think Mr. Miyagi, right? Very appropriate, very respectful, very humble, used it in all of the right ways. That's the difference between manipulation and negotiation. And so negotiation is a weapon, just like manipulation is. But we can use it for good. And whenever you understand and you become a master at negotiation, because you do it over and over and over, and you have wins and you have some losses, and you learn and you go through it, you're going to quickly realize that negotiation as a skill set is a value add to your toolbox, is a value add to you as a human, and you will use that weapon because it is a weapon, but we will use it wisely and for the proper intention. We will use it to serve others. We will use it from a compassionate level. We will use it in order to serve, to contribute, right? And when we're focused on the right endpoint, that weapon is used in the right way. That's why negotiation is value add. That's why it's, again, critical for you to be able to master it. And how do we master it? We get over our fear and we just go do it. Is someone, let's tackle this one last concept, and then I'm going to go ahead and call this thing. The last thing I want to leave you with is the other concept that we have, and we hold ourselves back from building up this weapon inside of ourselves of negotiation, is we're like, okay, not only do I not know how to do it, I don't know the rules, but I don't want to embarrass myself. Do you think that if you didn't get everything that you wanted and you actually went into a negotiation and someone else got more of what they wanted, that they're going to be making fun of you? No, they've all had to figure out the art of negotiation as well, okay? They're going to be grateful that they got a little bit more of what they wanted. They're going to appreciate you for the negotiation. They're going to appreciate you for the compromise that you made. The majority of really good executives that I know don't ever come back from a negotiation and be like, ha, got one over on you, because then that's not negotiation. That's what? That's manipulation, right? And so there's not going to be this poking fun at you or jabs because you didn't effectively negotiate. They're going to be appreciative of the things that they gained through that negotiation. They're going to have the same level of respect for you. You're going to be beating yourself up. Get out of your head. Go practice it. Go add this weapon. Go add this tool to your toolbox. Go master it. It's a must for you. Build this into your executive brand. As always, get the workshop. Get the workbook. All right. Get the workbook and do the work. And I will see you back next week, and we will talk about another concept around executive negotiations. As always, go and be legendary.